Right this side. Just reach the inside of the earth. So let's turn it some there first. Come for a minute. अगले को come for. Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya. Come this way, come up with it. Come. Just turn it on the trolley. You're still going to be right this side to guide it, right? Come on. Come on. Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Namah Om Namah Shivaya. One of you guys take this way, please. Lock the contract. Om Namah Shivaya. In front, what in capture? Om Namah Shivaya. When you look at Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Let's all kindly remain standing as we open up the invocation prayer.
Gajananam Bhutaganatishevitam Kapita Jambu Parashara Pakshitam Umasutam Sukha Vinasakaranam Namami Vigneshwara Pada Pankajam Aindu Karattane Aani Mugattane Indiyal Inam Piripol Yaitrane Nandi Mahandane Nana Kurandine Pundiyal Vaitadi Potrugindre Tirusitrambalam
Thank you. May kindly take your seats. You can just give us a few moments to complete the setup, after which we will allow you to come through and pay your respects. Thank you.
இந்த துயரமான நேரத்தில் கலந்து கொண்டிருக்கும் மதத்துக்குரிய பெரியோர்களே, தாய்மார்களே, குழந்தைகளே, நாம் எல்லோரும் இங்கு ஒன்றாக கூடியிருப்பதற்கு காரணம் நம்முடன் இருந்து காலம் சென்ற ஷீலா கவர்னர் அவர்கள் நம்மை விட்டு எல்லாம் வல்ல இறைவனின் பாதை அடைந்தார். இன்றைக்கு நாம் தெய்வீக பக்தி பாடல்களை பாடி நமது அம்மையின் பெயரால் இறைவனுக்கு பூமாலையாக சூட்ட வந்துள்ளோம். அதே சமயத்தில் இந்த ஆத்மாவின் நல்ல பதவியும் சாந்தியம் வேண்டும் என்று நம்முடைய உள்ளங்கள் பார்த்தது. அது மட்டுமில்லாமல் இந்த சூழ்ந்த குடும்பத்தார்கள் யாவும் இந்த ஆழ்ந்த துக்கத்தில் இருக்கும்படியாக நாம் இறைவனை வேண்டுகிறேன். அவர்களுக்கு தைரியம் பலத்தை கொண்டு காட்டு இறைவா நம்முடைய உணர்வு பிரார்த்தனை. My humble respects to the family, dear friends. We all gathered here this afternoon to pay our respects to our dear mother, the late Sheila Govender. We invoke the blessing of God through sacred hymns, devotional songs, asking the Lord to grant unto the soul eternal peace and shanti, and to also comfort the family during this trying time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now open for viewing. You may now come forward. Thank you.
Let's all view from this side, please. All from my left hand side, you offer the petals and greet the family this way and make your way out.
Whilst the viewing is continuing, we will sing sacred songs. Thank you. As it is traditional in our Hindu custom, we always pay obedience to Lord Vinayaka, Ganesha, Ganapati. We ask Lord Vinayaka to remove all obstacles in the pathway of our dear Amma, that our soul may become one with God and attain Shiva Pada. A dedication to Lord Vinayaka. நாடினே விநாயகனே, நாடினே விநாயகனே, பூங்குடி சோடிடும் மீனாட்சி சுந்தரனை பாடனாடினே விநாயகனே, பூங்குடி சோடிடும் மீனாட்சி சுந்தரனை பாடனாடினே விநாயகனே. ஆடிடும் மாமய அழகு மீனாட்சி அம்மை, ஆடிடும் மாமய அழகு மீனாட்சி அம்மை, கூடிடும் சுந்தரனை கொள்ளும் தமிழும் பாட, ஆடிடும் மாமய அழகு மீனாட்சி அம்மை, கூடிடும் சுந்தரனை கொள்ளும் தமிழும் பாட நாடினே விநாயகனே. பாரதம் எழுதிய பதி கணபதி பாரதம் ஏடிசை பைந்தமிழ் அருள்வாய, பாரதம் எழுதிய பதி கணபதி பாரதம் ஏடிசை பைந்தமிழ் அருள்வாய, வருவாயானிலே விநாயகனே பூங்குடி நற்றுணையாவது நம சிவாயவே நற்றுணையாவது ஆனோ பகஜும் புகழி உந்தடி உந்த கை தோழ மாப்பிளை கருவிய மாயன் நம சிவாய வந்துனாவினை கருவிய நாப்பினை கருவிய நம சிவாய வந்தும் ஏத்தவனால் நமக்கு புகழ் இல்லையே ஏத்தவனால் நமக்கு புகழ் இல்லையே ஓசை ஒளியெல்லாம் ஆரானியே ஓசை ஒளியெல்லாம் ஆரானியே உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீ ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீ உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே ஓசை ஒளி எல்லாம் ஆனாய் நீயே உலகுக்கு ஒருவனாய் நின்றாய் நீயே வாசமகன் எல்லாம் Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I would like to now introduce to you our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Satish Bhagwandi, who will now welcome you on behalf of the family. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of you for making the time to come here, pay our respects to our family, and celebrate the life of our dear Sheila Govender. I just want to run through the program for this afternoon. We have a few tributes and speeches. We will be at the hall till 3:15. Thereafter, we will proceed to Clear State Crematorium for cremation. We will arrive at the crematorium at 16:20 for cremation at 10 to 5. And please ask everybody if you could please switch off your cell phones, rest them in silence. I want to start proceedings this evening with a quote from a scientist and author, Carl Sagan. Every battle that's ever been fought in human history, every triumph, every loss, every victory, every struggle overcome, has played out on our tiny blue dot. We are in truth insignificant beings in the vastness of the cosmos. We occupy our place in the universe and this world for a blink of an eye. We arrive, we live, we love, and we live in what is cosmically a minuscule moment. Yet in that brief time, there is one thing that endures. The trace we leave behind is the love we show to all of those around us, the relationships we build, the kindness we show, the teachings we pass on to our friends, family, our children, and our kin. Our departed Sheila was someone who left a legacy for far larger than the time she was with us. Seeing all of you gathered here to pay tribute and celebrate her life and bid her farewell reminds us of the profound impact she had on everyone she touched and our community at large. I thank you for all coming through to honor her. We have several speakers here who will touch on their various relationships and the pieces of Sheila that they will take forward into the world. I'd like to start by calling Sheila's older brother, Mervyn Woodley, to deliver his tribute. We'll proceed with Mervin's speech. As soon as everybody's seated, if you're in the queue, you can pay your respects and please take your seats thereafter. I respectfully ask that we refrain from coming to view during the speeches. We will provide an opportunity. Thank you.
You want to maybe just sing or something?
Family and friends, if you could all take your seats, and please can we just hold on any further viewing until this first eulogy is completed. Thank you. Dear family and friends, on the 1st of June 1980, we gathered at this very empty SS hall to witness the joyous wedding of my sister Sheila and her husband Logan. On behalf of my sister Vinnie, my mom and late dad and our families, we never imagined that we would be gathering at the same venue today, 45 years later, less than 6 months since the passing of our late dad, to bid farewell to our sister Sheila, who passed away peacefully on Tuesday, 18th of November. As an eldest sibling, I'm grateful for the opportunity to pay tribute to my sister Sheila and celebrate her life and achievements for the 65 years she has been with us. There will be many tributes paid to Sheila today, and it's not going to be an easy task to complete all that we all have to say in approximately 6.5 minutes. During our early childhood years, we grew up in the neighborhood of Merebank in the 1960s. We have many treasured and special memories of which are too much to mention. One of my first duties as an older brother was to take my young sister Sheila to preschool. I recall her holding on to me and crying when she first started preschool and not wanting to let go of my hand. I had to sit with her for a while and find a way to sneak out until she got used to going to school. As the years went by, in the latter part of 60s, both Sheila and I were partners in crime and would often tease our younger sister Benny. After being scolded by our parents, we would make up and play with her by giving her our toys. Back in the day, we never had the devices or a television set for that matter, like what kids have today. So we found our own creative ways of inventing games and listening to the radio, etc. I remember one particular occasion, as much as Sheila was a wonderful sibling and sister, she would be stubborn from time to time. And once when she got a little bit of schooling from my mom, she would sit on the stairs and not come inside until Vinny convinced her and cried for her to come inside. In the early 1970s, as we grew up as teenagers, our bond as siblings became much stronger. We shared the love of music and often many of our cousins and friends will gather at our home in Merebank and listen to the music like the Beatles, Bad Company, Bee Gees, Eagles, and many others on LP records. For kids who don't know what's LP records, long playing records. Sometimes a group of our cousins would just decide to go out to our favorite beach with the cuttings around the corner. When Sheila turned 13, I recall taking a bold step by announcing to our parents that we were going to have a disco party to celebrate Sheila's birthday at our house in Merebank. There was no shortage of music, and we pulled out all the album covers from that LP records and posted them onto the wall. All the guys wore their bell-bottom pants, and the girls wore their maxis. Sheila's birthday in August of 1983 was certainly a watershed moment for other parties to follow at our home. In 1976, our family faced a major crisis which reveals Sheila's true character and emotions, and the love she feels of her family, especially her siblings. I personally was involved in a near-fatal motorcycle accident and was hospitalized for several months. When the family got the news, the entire family was quite traumatized by that event. Sheila was the one that was even more emotionally affected by my accident and showed me unconditional love and support during my long recovery period. This trait of Sheila at that early age shaped her love and compassion for all her family members as she grew older, and she supported many family members in their time of need. Our parents were always self-sufficient and independent for many years after we married and moved out of the family home. The home in Merebank was still a meeting place for our families, especially when it came to our parents' birthdays or other birthdays, holiday celebrations, auspicious days like Diwali or Christmas. Approximately 10 years ago, our aging parents needed more support and assistance. Sheila was the one that had the vision to identify their needs relating to medical matters, caregiving, home improvements to assist their well-being. She was always headstrong to ensure that these comforts were implemented, which was in their best interest, despite some initial resistance from them. In August 2023, Sheila was diagnosed with an illness that needed surgery and treatment. A year after that, it seemed that the treatment was successful, and Sheila and her family celebrated her 64th birthday at Suncoast. Everyone was optimistic going forward that Sheila would make a full recovery. In January this year, our dad was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and Sheila, despite her own illness, was fully supportive and cared for our dad until he lost his battle in May this year. Sadly, after Dad's ceremony, her health started to decline, but she was optimistic and positive about her recovery and often continued to take care of her mother's needs. Over the last 2 months, as a family, we watched helplessly as Sheila's condition started to decline. Despite this, she was still giving advice and encouragement to others and never lost her sense of humor. And she would pass comments at the time when she was able to communicate, when we shared stories to her, with her. We absolutely cherish and treasure the last few weeks spending quality time with Sheila and the rest of the family, expressing our love for her. She would hug us tightly, and when we utter the words, "Sheila, we love you," she would respond, "I love you too." On Monday, after conducting our dad's 7th-month prayer, we visited Sheila and blessed her with Dad's ashes. On that particular day, Mom also came to visit that afternoon, and she shared many things with Sheila to thank her for everything Sheila had done for her. But she said one thing which was actually quite profound. She said, "Sheila, you saved my life. You were the one that called and made an appointment with a doctor on that particular day when I was having some problems to breathe. Logan picked me up and took me to the doctor, and the doctor wanted me to go immediately to the hospital. I was the one that procrastinated, but the doctor said, you have to go today." The ambulance came home and took Mom to the hospital, and Sheila and Logan followed. And that night, my mom had a pacemaker put in. That was 5 years ago. Sheila, we believe that after we were blessed with Dad's ashes that afternoon on Monday, we felt you were ready to leave us and join Dad the following day. And you left us peacefully surrounded by all the love of your family around you. Sheila, Benny asked me to pass a special tribute to you and thank you for being a wonderful sister and always for her in the time of need. Sheila, from my side, I wish to say, I know one of the main priorities that you had was the welfare of our parents and now surviving mom. She's in very good hands, Sheila. The caregivers that you recruited are doing a wonderful job. They are like family. And she's so happy with them, and we will continue to watch over mom. To Logan, Sam, Pri, Karushka, Satish, Kirshan, Camille, and all the grandchildren, Sheila's passing has left a void in all our lives. But we will remember all the wonderful times we spent together, especially for birthdays, etc. And the regular Christmas lunch we used to have out on the porch in Bluff. Sheila's name in Irish means heavenly. So Sheila, as you journey to heaven, we want to tell you how much we love you and miss you, and our dad is waiting with open arms to welcome you. We love you, Sheila. Thank you.
Thank you for that touching tribute, Marvin. In life we say our first friends are our cousins. And we call upon Sheila's cousin Marvin to deliver a tribute.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I was just sitting there looking at this floral arrangement with the beautiful colors. And just thinking that it is so reflective of my dear cousin. Beautiful, pretty, lively, graceful, full of energy. It's almost as if she had a hand in us, because it is so reflective of who she really was. We are gathered here today to honor the life of my dear cousin Sheila, a woman whose spirit, courage, and love touched each one of us. Most often, when someone stands here, the air is filled with pain and sorrow. And while there is sadness today, I also feel something else, a deep sense of tranquility and peace. Sheila's passing carried that same peace. In her final moments, it felt as though she was being lifted gently into a calm far beyond this world. I truly believe that when the body grows tired, yet the soul remains bright, God carries us the rest of the way. And that is the peace I saw in her. My dear cousin Sheila was more than just family to me. She was a sister, a friend, a confidant, a counselor, and a part of my inner strength. I remember our childhood so clearly. The girl cousins were always a few years older than us boys. Whenever they got up to mischief, I was the one who ran to tell my grandmother, and seconds later they would be chasing me around the garden. We loved one another deeply, and we protected each other from the earliest years of our lives. Even then, Sheila stood out as the strongest amongst us. She had a quiet leadership, a calm confidence. She grew from a spirited girl into a beautiful young woman, inside and out. Then came Logan, this handsome young man with long hair almost touching his shoulders. At 12 years old, I truly thought he must be a rock star. And now I realize he was the rock and the star in Sheila's life. I watched him love her, support her, and stand by her through every season of their lives. And when illness came, he stayed right by her side, a steady hand through it all. Sheila faced her illness with dignity and courage, and with remarkable strength. Her passing reminded me of a deep spiritual truth, that the soul does not end with the body, it simply returns to its divine source. I once hosted Dr. Michael Newton, the author of the book called The Journey of the Souls. His teachings explain that we all travel with a soul family, and that what we call death is really a pause, a life between life, before the soul continues its journey. That brings me comfort today, because Sheila has not vanished. She has simply moved into the next stage of that eternal circle. She fulfilled her purpose in this lifetime. You can see it in her family, in their strength, their discipline, and their love. She raised them with an iron fist and the heart of a lioness. I journeyed with her through her illness. I watched this lioness fight. Her strength gave me strength to face my own health challenges. And she leaves that strength with me still. Sheila lived by a powerful message. Live vigilantly. Confront what is wrong. love intensely, and die fighting. Her legacy is profound, beautiful, and lasting. And now, as we release her physical body today, I take comfort in knowing her soul has risen beyond pain and beyond struggle, free at last, held in the light that awaits all of us. So we offer her to God with full hearts. My prayer is simple. May she be carried into the light. May her journey be peaceful. May her soul be embraced with love. Journey well, my dear cousin. You have earned your place in heaven. I can feel your peace. Until we meet again. Om Shanti.
Now, thank you for your touching tribute. We have one more speaker before we take a break to view Sushila, Sheila's aunt, is going to deliver a tribute.
Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Namaste to family and friends. Today, I speak on behalf of myself and my sisters, Angie, Tulsi, Kogi, and Kristen. Sheila, our eldest niece, daughter of my eldest sister, was always that someone special in our lives, inquiring about us, her aunts, some of us aged, our health, our pains, and our needs. She shared our joys, our sorrows, and our celebrations. She was an integral part of the lives of her aunts. Sheila enjoyed a life well lived. She and Logan had an incredible life together. They were absolutely devoted to each other, supporting each other in all their commitments. Together, they would go on walks, hikes, and picnics too. They were soulmates indeed, to the true sense of the word. Sheila was a devoted daughter. Even though she had so many health challenges, she always prioritized her parents, their needs, and their comfort. Mervyn, Sheila, and Venny selflessly provide for the parents' comfort for their parents' comfortable living conditions. However, it was Sheila, being the only child living near her parents, who executed most of these duties together with Logan. It was Sheila who found and interviewed the 3 day and night caregivers when her dad got ill. From her sick bed, she would monitor their work schedules over a period of 7 days. She made certain that they carried out their duties meticulously, worrying about their hygienic habits as well. This was an action of pure devotion on the part of their eldest daughter. My sisters and I had our own personal moments with Sheila, moments and memories that we will cherish forever. The loss of Sheila is immeasurable, but so is the love she's leaving behind. We pray for Sheila's Atman to attain moksha and enter Brahmaloka. In life, Sheila was a style icon, a glamorous fashionista who always wanted to look good, and you always saw her dressed in her best. Today, we see Sheila looking as she always did, and she is going to leave a lasting impression on our lives. To Logan and my nieces, I thank you for all the devotion that you gave to Sheila. And may her soul rest in peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
We would like to thank the last speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, continue with music. Today's afternoon service is presented by myself, Guru Kumari Sanchita. Accompanying me on the tabla is Thiru Somasundar Pillai. Ladies and gentlemen, we may now come forward and view as we continue with music. Thank you. மழையில் வாழை பாயமாதரா மழையில் வாழை பாயமாதரா குடையும் பொய்கே போலகா போலா குடையும் பொய்கே போலகா போலா சடையும் பிறையும் சாமல் மூசுகி சடையும் பிறையும் சாமல் மூசுகி உடையும் கொண்ட உருவவில் போலோ உடையும் கொண்ட உருவவில் போலோ நலக்குடாடி ஞான சம்பந்தன் உலகுள் போல பாகுடானே நலக்குடாடி ஞான சம்பந்தன் உலகுள் போல வழக்குள் பாடும் வல்லவானேயா வழக்குள் பாடும் வல்லவானேயா உலகும் நீரை போல் ஊக்கி வாழ்வதே உலகும் நீரை போல் ஊக்கி வாழ்வதே பிறை சூடி பேரு மாயே அருளாலா பித்தா பிறை சூடி பேரு மாயே அருளாலா எத்தான் மனவானே எத்தான் கல்லார்க்கும் கற்றவர்க்கும் கலிபூலம் கலித்தே கல்லார்க்கும் கற்றவர்க்கும் கலிபூலம் கலித்தே Never
I'd like everybody to take their seats. We will provide further opportunity for you to pay your respects. In life, we have two families. The family we are born into, and we've heard from Sheila's family, her brother, her aunt, her cousin. And the second family is the family we create. The second part of our tributes come from the family Sheila created. I call upon Sheila Govender, Sheila's beloved son-in-law. Sheila.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's almost 26 years now that I've met Auntie Sheila. And wow, what a strong bond over these years. As much as our hearts are shattered today, we gather here today to honor this truly remarkable woman. As I stand here today, not just as a son-in-law, I stand here who's someone who was blessed to know her. To learn from her and to feel the impact of her kindness. From the very first day I met Auntie Sheila, she welcomed me with warmth, patience, and an open heart. Both Uncle Logan and Auntie Sheila didn't just accept me into their family, but they embraced me as one of their own. And Auntie Sheila really treated me as a son. That's the kind of woman Auntie Sheila was, generous in spirit, steady in love, and unwavering in her devotion to the people that she cared for and her family. She devoted her life to her family, not through grand gestures, but to simple things that went unnoticed. But yet they shaped our lives in so many different ways. Whether it was a gentle advice, a quiet strength through difficult times, or the way she smiled, or her bold, infectious laugh that we all are so fond of. She just had a way of bringing comfort and calm in a very swift manner. Now we ask ourselves, how do we go about our normal lives now? How do we sit around the dinner table, laugh and talk about the good old days? When Auntie Sheila used to scold me, especially when I got out of hand. And we all know what a good job she did at that. So you know, Kirish Sam. It's difficult. It's very difficult at this point in time. But Auntie Sheila, as we all know her, was the life of our family, and she was the life of, whether it was dinner or just a party or just crying on the porch. For now, I'm just so grateful for the time I'd spent with Auntie Sheila. Grateful for those conversations, the moments, the guidance, the laughter, and understanding that she gave to me that only a mother could give to me. Auntie Sheila shaped the woman that I married today. And for that, I will always owe her a debt of gratitude. The love, the values, and compassion she passed on will continue to live through Uncle Logan and her daughters and her grandchildren as well. Today, I am a better man because of Auntie Sheila. Today, I'm a better father because of Auntie Sheila. And today, I'm most certainly a better husband because of Auntie Sheila. Today, as we grieve your loss, Auntie Sheila, we also honor your legacy. A legacy of love, integrity, and immense courage. Though you may not be present with us anymore, your impact has left in our hearts and will remain forever. Thank you for everything, Auntie Sheila. Thank you for loving me, trusting me, and allowing me to be part of your family. I love you very much, and I will very deeply miss you. Thank you.
Thank you for your kind words, Kashan. Uncle Logan and Auntie Sheila were blessed with 3 daughters. They inherited 3 sons via their daughters. But one of the son-in-laws was a particular favorite. Kamil, I invite you to come pay your tribute.
Good afternoon, everyone. There are people whose love becomes a shelter, whose presence feels like home. For me, that person was Auntie Sheila. She came into my life as my mother-in-law, but she held me as a son, with tenderness, warmth, and care I'd never ever forget. I will miss our conversations to and from work. Not only did Auntie Sheila hear me, we connected heart to heart. She heard my silence, my worries, my hidden hopes. And she trusted me with her own heart, her own stories, and her own fears. Those moments were scarce, they were ours, and I treasured them more than she ever knew. Auntie Sheila believed in me in a way that changed me. When I doubted myself, she held me steady. When I struggled, she carried a part of the weight that I carried. When I succeeded, she celebrated with me with pride and warmth. So genuine, it made me feel like I could do anything. Her love and belief healed me and shaped me into the person I am today. And through her daughter Karishka, a part of her lives on every single day. When I look at Karishka, I see Auntie Sheila's spirit shining through her. Her kindness, her courage, her love. Loving Karishka was another way I'd honor the woman who gave her life to raise such a beautiful soul. Losing Auntie Sheila feels like losing a safe place in the world. Her calm voice calmed me, a heart that accepted me, and a presence that made me feel I mattered. The love she gave me, quiet, strong, and unwavering, that stays. It sits inside me. It guides me. It reminds me to be patient, to be kind, and to believe in myself the way she always believed in me. Having Karishka together with me, we hold your legacy. Carry your love, your strength, and your spirit to move forward every day. Auntie Sheila, you may not be here to call, to laugh, and to lean on, But she is not gone. She lives in my heart, in my actions and in my marriage, and in every part of me she helped shape. Farewell, Auntie Sheila. May you rest in peace, surrounded by the love you gave freely, now returned to you by each one of us here today. Thank you.
நடராஜனின் தரிசனமே நடராஜனின் தரிசனமே புவியில் தேட கிடைக்காத தரிசனமே தில்லை நடராஜனின் தரிசனமே புவியில் தேட கிடைக்காத தரிசனமே தில்லை நடராஜன் தரிசனமே எல்லையில்லா அருளில் வழிபாய் திகழும் எல்லையில்லா அருளில் வழிபாய் திகழும் ஞானமெனும் வழியாய் உள்ளதிலே வாழும் ஞானமெனும் வழியாய் உள்ளதிலே வாழும் திரு நடராஜன் தரிசனமே புவிகள் தேட கிடைக்காத தரிசனமே தில்லை நடராஜன் தரிசனமே ஆதியல்லும் இல்லார் அருட்பெரும் ஜோதியாய் அடியாய் அடியராய் விளங்கும் ஜோதியாய் ஆதியல்லும் இல்லார் அருட்பெரும் ஜோதியாய் அடியாய் அடியராய் விளங்கும் ஜோதியாய் போகும் வரை நானும் புகழும் நீதியாய் போகும் வரை நானும் புகழும் நீதியாய் உள்ளம் உணவும் போற்றும் உன்னிலையும் மாற்றும் உள்ளம் உணவும் போற்றும் உன்னிலையும் மாற்றும் தில்லை நடராஜன் தரிசனமே புவியில் தேட கிடைக்காத தரிசனமே தில்லை நடராஜன் தரிசனமே தரிசனம் தரிசனமே கங்கை அணிந்தவா கண்டோர் தொழுவிலாசா சதங்கையாடும் பாத வினோதா லிங்கேஸ்வர துணை தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா தில்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா அல்லல் தீர்த்தாண்டவா வாவா அமிதாண்டவா அம்பல நடராஜா செருமிநாதனே பரமேசா எல்கும் எல்கும் விளங்க எளிமை அகல வருந்தா வளம் பொங்கவா எளிமை அகல வருந்தா வளம் பொங்கவா இல்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செவுமை நாதனே வரமேதா பலவித நாடும் கலையேடும் பணி உணவுமையே துதி பாடும் பலவித நாடும் கலையேடும் பணி உணவுமையே துதி பாடும் கலையரால் பாண்டியராணி கலையரால் பாண்டியராணி பழையவா மங்கா மதியாண்டவா இல்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செழுமை நாதனே வரதேசா இல்லை அம்பல நடராஜா செழுமை நாதனே வரதேசா.
Our next speakers are Sheila's 5 grandchildren. Arya will speak on behalf of herself, Shivaya, Tejo, Yashik and Kian.
Hello everyone. When I started writing this speech, I honestly wasn't sure what to say, nor how to start it. And to be honest, I'm still not that certain if what I'm saying is meant to be correct. But I'm going to get through this anyways. Sheila Ma, my grandmother, is by far one of the strongest people I ever knew. She put a smile on her face all the time and never failed to lose that little bit of flair and flame that made her, her. She's given me advice that'll last a lifetime and memories that I will forever cherish. To me, she wasn't just my grandmother. She was a source of warmth, light, as well as comfort, never failing to step up and take care of anyone when they needed it. And when I found out she was diagnosed with cancer, it felt like my world tipped. I realized that everything in life can change in just one instant with a snap of a finger. And every moment I spent with her thereafter, I cherished. But some memories certainly stick closer to the heart than others. Like when all of the cousins of staying at Sheila Ma opened up this house and she snuck outside and proceeded to knock on the window at 10 p.m. Let's just say we saw a pair of eyes and thought it was a monster before all of us ran screaming. Lokanapa was definitely confused to say the least. Or when she gave us socks the morning after we stayed over and the ends were snipped off, revealing our toes. We all burst out laughing like it was the funniest thing ever. And even the small things that made everything just right. Whether it was Sheila Ma telling me to stand up straight and fix my posture, or her telling Yashik and Kain to fix the carpet and pick up the pillows in the lounge. Or when she picked on Shivaya for wearing clothes that were apparently too big for her. Or just seeing that smile on her face grow even bigger whenever Dejal walked into the room. Not hearing those little comments over my shoulder is going to take some getting used to. But I certainly know what she'd tell me every time I do something. And that'll make me smile, even if it's just a little bit. I love my grandmother, more than words can ever describe. Her laugh, her smile, her voice, and her very presence was always and forever will be a special part of my life that I shall never forget. Especially her head full of distinct curly black hair that didn't sway at all, no matter the circumstance. And although Sheila Ma has now passed on, I am forever grateful for the time that I spent with her, and will keep the moments I shared with her close, as well as the advice she's provided me. So Sheila Ma, thank you for everything you've done for us. It's been a roller coaster of a journey, and I loved you every second. So please, rest, because you deserve peace more than anyone I know. And just know that we love you always.
Sheila comes from a family that is large and loving. Their relatives spread all across the globe, many of whom could not be with us today. I call upon Priyanka to read some of these tributes and read out her eulogy.
This is a message from a dear cousin Neshni, who's in Australia. It is said that service to humanity is service to God. In Sheila's case, her service started with a service to her children and her husband. She served them like a warrior and offered friendship and love when that was required. Her service was also to her extended family. Many cousins and aunts reached out to her for a listening ear, advice and counsel. And if you know our family, that's not surface. The surface gets very deep. And Sheila rolled up her sleeves to help and steer, always providing a bigger picture and aiming for a loving outcome. Although she and I have been on different continents for years now, we still reached out to each other. More so in the last 2 years while she and I were ill. We took the opportunity to share, cry, support, love, and serve each other, especially through the scan anxiety we would go through. It was easy for Sheila as it had been over the years. She was not afraid to look at the truth, look the truth in its face and see a way out of a difficult pattern and maintain a relationship thereafter. She would say, Nesh, you have to move on. You have to forgive. Life had put the ultimate test before her and she passed it. She can be summed up as an amazing project manager, and this was evident when you experienced her home, her functions, her input to the building auntie cartel that exists in our family, the systems she put to care for her parents, her role as a mother, grandmother, and life overall. I will miss Sheila dearly. Her last words to me were, "It's okay. I have lived an amazing life. I have done what I wanted to do." Her reflection and her acceptance was once again a gift of love. The Sheila and Logan brand was a divine partnership. They were an inspiration, an inspiring example of what love and marriage could and should be. She and Logan have always lived a life of dharma, doing the right thing by other people and being a shoulder to family and friends. I will miss our laughs, all the good times, the incredible smile and that style you always exuded. My mom and I and the other aunties are going to miss hearing you on the other side of the phone on a daily basis, calls and the calls to each other. You served all your cousins through the love, support you contributed and continue to give to your aunties. You had a unique patience with them. You have served well, dear Sheila. You can rest well knowing that the lives you touched, especially your girls and their families, will follow your guidance and will fly. My love, all my love from Nesh and family, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The next tribute I'm going to give is from her dearest, dear friend, Patricia. To my darling Sheila, thank you for loving me and being a part of my life. We shared such beautiful memories which I will treasure always. Everywhere we went, people asked if we were sisters. Yes, indeed we were. We were always dressed alike without knowing. I am blessed to have shared 47 years of friendship with you, my sweetheart. I will miss our daily phone calls, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. We shared everything, Sheila. I'm really missing those calls. Everyone who met you loved you, Sheila, and talked so highly of you. There's so much to say, but my heart is so sore. I know you will always be my guardian angel. Now rest well, my darling bestie. Till we meet again, dance with the angels.
Our last tribute for this afternoon is a tribute from Logan to Sheila, Govender, Samantha, and her sisters.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you for being here today. On behalf of my family, I want to welcome each and every one of you here and thank you for your presence today. Your support, your prayer, and your kindness over these last months really meant more to us than words could say. To every family member, every friend, and every person that stood by us, especially those who supported Sheila with love and dignity, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You carried us through one of the most hardest journeys of our lives. I want to say something very simple from my heart. Sheila and I lived a life like heaven on earth. I don't have to tell you all the details. Many of you saw it. Many of you were part of it. She was my partner, she was my strength, and she was my peace. Last week, my 3 daughters read out a living tribute to Sheila. A tribute I wrote for her whilst she was still with us. She listened to every single word. She smiled, and when I finished, she whispered, "It was beautiful. It was beautiful." That moment will stay with me forever. Today I leave it to my daughters to read the very same tribute to you, the tribute that their mother heard and she loved. Thank you. I'll leave Samantha to read the tribute that I read to Sheila. Thanks.
Dear family, these are our dad's words written for my mom, Sheila, in celebration of her life, her love, and her beautiful journey they've shared. We are honored to read them to you today. Dad first met Mom through a cousin Rajan. One simple introduction and life changed forever. Later, he discovered that her dad was a tailor, and his dad also owned a tailor business in Queen Street. It felt like fate had quietly been working in the background, stitching their families together long before they even met. When Dad was introduced to Mom's parents, they immediately saw what Mom must have seen, that he was a good guy, and honestly, who could ever say no to Sheila? They married in 1980 and started a life together in the family home of Dhaka Road. Life was humble, hopeful, and full of dreams. They moved to Isipingo and then to Johannesburg. Always moving with purpose and always building a future. Their greatest blessings arrived along the way. Me, Samantha, born in 1981, then Priyantha in 84, initially christened Annaline and changed her name to Priyantha by my mother because my dad named her Annaline. Thereafter, Kirishka arrived in 1991. Each of us carrying a piece of my mom's strength, elegance, and stubborn determination. Mom worked as a pharmacy manager at the family care group business for nearly 20 years. She was the face and the heartbeat of the place. Customers loved her, remembered her, and trusted her. Even today, they see her, they will say, "We know her, the lady from the pharmacy." And of course, everyone knew Dad, because he was Sheila's tall, dark, and handsome husband. While Mom ran the home and the pharmacy, Dad was out building his career from accounting to sales and marketing to traveling across Africa. He lived out of a suitcase for many years, often home only for the weekends. But Mom never complained. She held the family together with her own quiet strength. Dad would come home on a Friday, spend the weekend, and then leave again on his travels. He always said that he was the only guy that he knew that always had a date every weekend with his wife. How sweet was that? She managed the children, the home and the business, and every detail of life with incredible precision. Sheila did nothing halfway. She was meticulous, sharp, stylish, and absolutely uncompromising when it came to standards. Mom was a diva, in the best, boldest sense of the word. A fashion queen, a natural-born stylist. Always dressed beautifully, always immaculate. She didn't just follow trends, she set them. And she was real, honest, a no-nonsense woman. She said things exactly as they were, but never to hurt, but always because the truth mattered to her. Yet beneath that strong exterior was a deeply caring heart. She gave care not because she had to, but because it was who she was. Our time in Johannesburg shaped us. She built a home there in Izardville, lived in there for a few months, and left with my dad as he was recalled back to Durban. Mom built friendships there that became lifelong family, but Durban was always her true home. She carried that love with her everywhere. Eventually, Durban pulled us back home. We sold our newly built house and returned because Mom's heart belonged here. This is where I was born. This is where her place, this was her peace, where her love and where her roots were. Through every move, every challenge, and every chapter, one thing never changed. Her strength of my mom and dad's marriage. They grew together, they balanced each other. They built a home grounded in loyalty, respect, and teamwork. Mom shaped Dad as much as he supported her. She molded him when he was introverted, pushed him to study, and stood behind him while raising children and managing life. When COVID arrived in 2020 and Dad finally stopped traveling after decades, he was thrilled. For the first time in his we read these words, we honor not only her life, but her legacy. A legacy that lives in us forever. Samantha, Priyantha, and Kirishka, her beloved grandchildren, Tejal, Yashik, Arya, Shivaya, and Kayan. A bit of her style, her strength, her truth, her care, her fire lives on through us. A few days ago, Dad asked us to read this living tribute to our mom, Sheila, while she was still with us to hear it. We sat beside her, Dad, us, her grandchildren, and we read. As we read, she listened quietly, smiling through it all. When we finished, she looked at us and said to Dad, "It's beautiful." And it was, and is. Most people never get to hear their loved ones honor them like this while they're still alive, but Mom did. She heard every word, she felt every emotion, she knew how deeply she is loved. This was more than a eulogy. It was a living tribute, a celebration of Sheila's life, love, and legacy while she still was here to receive it. Thank you.
I want to thank several people. There are so many people who were involved in the care, treatment of Sheila over the last 2.5 years. There are so many people who helped put this day together. And if I miss you out, please accept my humble apologies. I'm going to start by thanking the team at MGSS Hall for helping us and guiding us to setting up today. I want to thank Kumar and the team from Amshanga Funeral Services. It's been a true pleasure to deal with you in the worst circumstances. I want to thank Guru Chechi and Soma Pillai from the prayer group, our priest Manogran, all our service providers who've been involved, all our guests for making the time to attend, friends, family. We understand that everybody has a busy schedule, and we appreciate you taking the time to pay your last respects. I want to mention some of the medical team that actually were involved in treating Sheila. I want to mention her oncologist, Dr. Sheila Govender, and his team at Hopelands Oncology. The palliative care doctor, Dr. Sheila Govender. Sister Liesel and her nursing team, who provided nursing to care for her in her last days for 24 hours. Some of my colleagues from Itigweni Hospital, Dr. Ramdas, Dr. Dina Govender, Dr. Winter, Dr. Vidasamy, Dr. Puni Prasad, and the nursing staff. As the news of her passing went out, I received messages directed to the family from her treating doctors, and I'm forever grateful. There are other doctors involved in her care, Dr. Singh at Parklands, Dr. Pandey at Jack Prasad, Dr. Soni and Dr. Bridell at Ladesmith, and many others. I want to thank the family who assisted us in the past few days, and those that came to see Sheila at the end. Before I close with the formalities, I want to recite a poem that I wrote for her. It's ironic, Melvin referred to her as the lioness. The title of my poem is The Lioness. The lioness has roared her last roar. The cubs are raised, the sun is set. She gave her protection till the end. The wind in the savannah will echo with her roar long after she has left. Gone, but never forgotten. She made her mark and changed the world. Life will go on, but poorer for the loss of our lioness. She always exuded strength and wisdom, kindness and caring. Her life was but a service to her family. Our lives are better because she was in them. Our world is now emptier with her departure. Rest well, our lioness, for your work is done. You fought the good fight, now bask in the light. The baton has passed. Sit on your celestial throne and survey the empire you have sown. We bid you farewell, but never goodbye. For every sunrise, your warmth shall be felt. You now live within us, guiding us toward your light. On Sheila's request, we've prepared a slideshow with some of her favorite music. We will be playing that shortly.
You sheltered me from harm, kept me warm, kept me warm. You gave my life to me, set me free, set me free. The finest years I ever knew, for all the years I had with you, and I would give anything I own, give up my life, my heart, my home. I would give apart if people living in the world agree. There will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
We often say those that burn the brightest burn out the fastest. I will reiterate our arrangements for this afternoon. We will remain here till 3:15 and thereafter proceed to Clear State Crematorium, arriving at 4:20. Anyone wanting to join us is welcome. Cremation will take place at 10 to 5. If you haven't, please come forward, pay your respects. Leave you in the capable hands of our devotional group and our priest. Thank you.
என்றடிக்காது உயிரில்லையே, அம்மாவை வணங்காது உயரில்லையே, அம்மா என்றடிக்காது தந்தை மறந்தானோ தந்தை தானே தந்தை ஒருவன் நம் எல்லோருக்கும் தந்தை இறைவன் நம் எல்லோருக்கும் தந்தை இறைவன் நம் எல்லோருக்கும் தந்தை இறைவன். Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to give some time to the family now to come forward, offer the roses of love, and also to bid farewell to our dear mother. It's an auspicious moment to bid farewell to our mother and say, "Thayil selundado oru koyilum illa." There is no greater temple than a temple of our mother. We are now almost coming to the final end of our program. So I'm going to ask the family now to give them time so that they can do their goodbyes to their dear Amma. Thank you. Manavan Tharman, please come forward. Thank you, Manavan Tharman. In this final composition that I'm going to sing, the great poet of South India, Kannadasan, who wrote this beautiful poem. And he says, "Samarasam ulavum idame nam vaalvum kaanam samarasam ulavum idame." All those that are born on this earth, living in this beautiful world of ours. He says, "Passing all the limitations of color, caste and creed, ஜாதிய பேதங்கள் தாழ்ந்த ஒட்டியோர் என்று பேதமை ஆண்டு எல்லோரும் முடிவு சேர்ந்திட காலம்." He says, passing all the limitations of color, caste and creed, our final destination is the Sudagatu, which he refers to as crematorium grounds. All of us one day, as we are seated here on this hall, will have to say goodbye as our dear family members here bid farewell to their mother. We ask the Lord Namah Shivaya to grant strength to this family and bring peace to them. He goes on to say, "Andi enga arasanam enga arinyan enga the aavi pona pen kooduvaadhenga." He says, no matter whatever status you may hold in the community, irrespective, when this life that's within this body, this Atma, this Jiva-Atma that's within this body, when it's about to leave this body and go to its master, Lord Shivaparamana, none of us can hold it back and say, "Oh Namah Shivaya, please spare this life." This is the final destination. But as our Amma has done her duty on this earth, Sevasayum Tyagi Singala Bogi Isan Potpadam Tanne Nadinin Yogi, எல்லோரும் இங்க ஒன்றாக சேர்ந்து, like we have all served our people, our Amma as well, served her family, dedicated her time, gave her love to her family, to her husband. And today they have to say goodbye on a very sad note as she bids farewell to this Mother Earth, the Bhuma Devi, and to reach her destination, to attain Shivapadam or Shiva. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask the families to come and put their roses now as I sing this beautiful composition. Thank you. Samarasam ulavum idame nam vaalvil kaana samarasam ulavum idame samarasam ulavum idame nam vaalvil kaana The song on the gracious light. Vandaluri Taipusam Jyoti Kalde Vandaluri Taipusam Jyoti Kalde Nakka Valladade Trivata Idi Kalde Kadal Pola Adiyalum Tirukutam Kadal Pola Adiyalum Tirukutam Annan Saregal Angvarum Pasimotum Vandaluri Taipusam Jyoti Kalde Nakka Valladade Trivata Idi Kalde பாடிய பயிரை கண்டேன் பாடிய வள்ளல் கண்டேன் பாடிய பயிரை கண்டேன் பாடிய வள்ளல் கண்டேன் தேடியை கருணை கண்டேன் தெய்வத்தில் காட்சி கண்டேன் தேடியை கருணை கண்டேன் தெய்வத்தில் காட்சி கண்டேன் பாடிடும் அருட்பாவில் நெஞ்சமே உருகி கண்டேன் பாடிடும் அருட்பாவில் நெஞ்சமே உருகி கண்டேன் நாடிடும் அன்பர்க்கெல்லாம் நடக்கே பெருக கண்டேன் நாடிடும் அன்பர்க்கெல்லாம் நடக்கே பெருக கண்டேன் வடலூரி தைப்பூசம் ஜோதி கண்டே நங்க வள்ளலாயே ஜீவன் நிதி கண்டே ஏகுகால பூஜையிலே என்னையே நான் மறந்தேன் ஏகுகால பூஜையிலே என்னையே நான் மறந்தேன் ஏன சிறை விளக்கிடவே இன்பமே நான் அறிந்தேன் ஏன சிறை விளக்கிடவே இன்பமே நான் அறிந்தேன் சூழ வந்த வினைகள் எல்லாம் ஓடுகின்ற மாயும் கண்டே சூழ வந்த வினைகள் எல்லாம் ஓடுகின்ற மாயும் கண்டே
Dear family and friends, the Govender family would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for taking the time off and being here during this their time of bereavement. For all those of you that have rallied around to put the funeral arrangements together, for those of you that have contributed, whether in cash or in kind, for the various floral tributes, the messages of sympathies and condolences, they would like to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. On behalf of us, I'm Shranga Funeral Services. We also take this opportunity to convey upon the bereaving family our heartfelt sympathies and condolences, and we pray to the Divine and Almighty that He should shower this family with His choices of blessings and comforts in order for them to overcome the unbearable loss in death of a very dear and loving mother. We are now going to proceed from here to the Terrace State Crematory, where cremation is scheduled to take place by 4:45 p.m. this afternoon. Let's all kindly rise as we sing the Archopadigam in conclusion as we get ready to proceed. Thank you.
திருச்சிற்றம்பலம் முத்தினேரி அறியாத மூர்த்தரோடு முயல் வேலி முத்தினேரி அறியாத மூர்த்தரோடு முயல் வேலி பத்தினேரி அறிவேது பழவினைகள் ஆகுமண்டம் சித்தமனம் அருளித்து சிவமாக்கி என்னை ஆண்ட அத்த கிழக்கு அருளியவார் ஆபெருவார் அச்சோவே நெறியெல்லாம் நெறிகளை நெறியாக நினைவேலை சிறுநெறிகள் சேராவே திருவருளே Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah
pallbearers available.
Let's all get to the family class, so all can go sit together.
Thank you.
Stay safe.